Okay, we on? Okay. All right. Hey everybody, how you doing? My name is Hawaii Man 38, aka Lamech. But anyway, um, I wanted to do a video on various paranormal experiences that I've had, you know, through life ever since I was a kid. There's always been a lot of talk about are ghosts real? Um, are people just crazy? No. If you haven't experienced it, naturally you're gonna say that. You really are. But truth of the matter is, I have always experienced it ever since I was a kid. I wanted to kind of break things down story by story, so I went to throw everything all in one story. You know. Um, Now let me see. My very first experience. Whew, wow. Hmm. I'd have to say my very first was when I was a kid. I was living in Brooklyn, born and raised. Yeah. Go New York teams. Go Pepsi. Anyway, um, yeah, I was a little kid living in Brooklyn, and the first one I actually remember, I was in the kitchen, in my grandmother's kitchen, and she made a little makeshift bed for me with two chairs, put them together, put a little blanket in there, kind of make a mattress out of it, so I could take a nap. Uh, so in the midst of all that, I just happened to look down this long hallway that we had leading out onto, the gate, that blocks. Well, it's like a little, kind of like a stone like vestibule, and it has a long gate that separates that from the outside. There's this big door with two windows at the top, real tall one, and there was a silhouette of a man standing directly in front of this door. Now, the corridor is pitch black except for those two windows at the top where the sunlight was shining through. All I could really see was a the silhouette of a man wearing a white dress, short sleeve shirt. That's the only thing I saw. I didn't see the head, I didn't see the face, I didn't see the legs. I just saw the fact that whoever it was standing with their arms to their side because the shoulders went straight down like this. Okay, so that's really all I saw. I told my nana about it. I said, "There's somebody standing in the hallway." At first I'm thinking it was one of the tenants because we had a three-story house, brownstone, as a matter of fact. So she walks over to the doorway to look down into the hallway, but there was nobody there. Whoever it was disappeared before she even saw it, and I didn't see it again either. Uh, this was uh, probably late, mid to late 70s, early 80s. Moving on to all these things. There's another situation I had. I was 15, living in Georgia. Yeah. No, wait. No. It wasn't Georgia. I'm sorry. I was 15, living in New Jersey at the time. Yes, living in Cranford, New Jersey. Uh, I was always fascinated by the paranormal, even as a kid. Ghosts, UFOs, all kinds of stuff, psychic abilities. They had this thing on TV back in the day called the Psychic Friends Network. So whenever that would come on, they have these psychics up there talking about how they can predict your future and all this stuff. They even had these little meditation rocks that they used. They said you could actually purchase them. So I did. I ordered them and I got them in the mail. Oh, excuse me. I got them in the mail and I started to use them, but I did not read the directions on how to use them. So I just put a whole handful of them in each hand. Big mistake, because after that, I opened up a doorway, to whatever realm where these things were coming from. Uh, I didn't find out until later when I read the instructions that you're supposed to use one at a time for whatever the reasons were, because each rock that you use had a meaning to it as far as why you're meditating. One was for wealth, one was for love, uh, you met one was about, I think, making someone that you really was attracted to fall in love with you, fame, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so moving on. Somehow I opened up a doorway. Okay, and I started hearing all these disembodied voices that were pretty much scaring the crap out of me. Loosely put. Um, I actually woke up one morning to the sound of someone whispering my name in my ear. Now, I'm gonna set up the scene for you. All right, here's my bed. I'm on the top bunk, right? Over here, nothing but open space. This is my bedroom. The window is right in the right hand corner, next to my closet. Right here, nothing but wall and a poster of my girl Janet Jackson. Okay, and the bed is up against the wall, so it's like this. Okay, this is the bed, this is the wall. There is no way in heck anybody could be standing there, leaning over to whisper my name in their ear. Okay, just so that you know, for all you skeptics out there who hasn't experienced that before. So after that, I started hearing other disembodied voices. There was this man, a very strong male voice that just came out of nowhere saying, give me some. I'm like, whoa. I woke up out of a sound sleep because of this. But in the middle of me actually waking up to the point where I knew I was awake, I could still hear him saying this before he said all of it. Okay? It's like someone trying to say something, you just jump and you wake up just like that. That's how it was. So he was still talking. He was still saying what he said before he finished saying what he said. Anyway, so I could hear the voice, and it was dissipating in the distance, like as if it was moving away from me. The third time, same voice, but it was an evil laugh from the same voice. So I wake up from this evil laugh, and I can still hear him laughing as it's dissipating in the distance. From where, I don't know. I couldn't see him. I heard him, but I couldn't see him. So I don't know. But after that, the fourth time, I hear a loud explosion, and it was like one of those rocking explosions where you jump, you wake up, and you're like, oh my gosh. So I run to the window. I'm trying to see what's going on. I even run to the front of the house, and I look outside. There's nothing there. No fire. No burnt car. No nothing. Nobody's boiler exploded. It was just sunny, bright, middle. I don't know if it was middle of the winter or spring or whatever, but all I know is it was sunny outside, clear skies, nothing. Okay. Fifth time. I hope I'm not getting ahead of myself. But anyway, the fifth time, I hear a disembodied scream. This was a woman screaming at the top of her lungs, like as if she was, I don't know what she could have been going through, but all I know is I heard a loud scream. And that woke me up. I could still hear her screaming until it finally stopped as I'm awake. I jump out my bed. I look through the window again. Nothing. There was this one where I think I saw a guy riding a motorcycle down to the wherever, because we lived in a cul-de-sac, very long cul-de-sac. It was just one long cul-de-sac. I run up front, nothing. Don't see no woman in distress. She's not laying on the ground bleeding, dead, nothing. So I was like, what's going on here? I couldn't figure it out because I'm young, Okay, I didn't even realize that me doing what I did is what opened up that doorway to another realm, a ghostly realm, apparently for evil or dark spirits. Okay, so I told my mom finally told my mom about it. But before I did, there's something else that actually happened. I had an out of body experience for the first time. I always heard about it, never experienced it. But when I did, it was the most craziest moment of my life because I can see I can remember it very clearly. I'm laying on the top of my bunk. And at that time, I had already moved my bed from the left side of my room to the right side of the room. So my bed is actually right next to the window that I kept looking out at. I kept hearing all these voices and noises. So all I remember was I'm laying on my bed. Next thing you know, I'm looking at myself. I could actually feel my spirit being sucked out of my body like a vacuum. And I look down and I see myself lying on my bed, my head to the side, my tongue hanging out. Funny, right? But trust me, It made it look funny, but it wasn't actually funny. I can see myself moving up, and I turn around, and I can see that tunnel. It was a brilliant blue, streaky, cloudy tunnel. It's like moving around in a circle. It's like these streaks of clouds just moving in a circle. And at the very end, I can see a bright light, at the end of this tunnel. But everything else around it was pitch black. But like I said, that tunnel had these little bluish white streaky clouds that was moving in a circle. And I looked back to see me lying on the bed, but there was nothing else there. So somehow, some way, I must have entered in this tunnel to the point where I couldn't even see myself anymore. So I'm moving in this tunnel. All of a sudden, I see a figure moving towards me. It's in this flowing white gown. It looked like it was ripped, though. Like it had all these tears and rips in it. And it got closer and closer and closer. But thinking that I was going to see an angel or some sort of angelic figure of a kind, that's not what I saw. I saw a skeleton with female hair moving towards me. That freaked me out, and somehow, some way, I just slammed back in my body. Because I read about out-of-body experiences, and that is one of the things that happen. You feel yourself being sucked out of your body like a vacuum when you leave your body, and then when you come back, you slam back into it. And I'm like, ugh. I could actually feel the pressure on my face, like as if I was levitating and I just lost it, and boom, slammed back into the bed. That's how it felt. It felt like a hard crash onto the ground. I wasn't in pain, but I was like breathing heavy, and I was like, wow. Shortly after that, that's when I actually told my mom, and she told me, well, the only thing I can say is you read the 23rd Psalm, and all that'll go away. So I did, and it did go away for years. There was this one moment where I actually was walking into the living room, and it's almost like I walked into a wall of like clouds. It was like the entire room was engulfed in this misty cloud-like thing. The only problem was it wasn't there, but I could still I could see it, but at the same time I couldn't see it. It's almost like the spirit world and our world crossed each other. So I was in my world, but in the spirit world at the same time. But like I said, all I could see was this misty fog-like mist. It was just covering everything, and I'm moving my hands around, feeling around the area because I can see it, but at the same time I couldn't. So it was like I was there, but I wasn't there. I was like in between two different worlds, So that was the experience I had shortly after that. Now, like I said, after I read the 23rd Psalm, that was pretty much it. Okay, now to keep this going, I just want to thank everybody. If you see this video, I would love to get some feedback from you. Comments at the bottom of the page. Let me know what you think. If you had some type of paranormal experience, ghosts or UFOs, I had those too, and I will be talking about this later on. If you had these kind of experiences, send me a video. Maybe we can get something going, like a little confession kind of thing. People who try to keep this secret because they know they're gonna be looked at as a bunch of crazy people. But if you've had these experiences, send me a comment. Let me know what you think of what I was telling you. Let me know if you had one, and trust me, I believe you. Because I'm going through it right now. I mean, for the first time, I opened up about a lot of things to some of my friends, and when you get to the point where you don't care what other people think, that's when it's time for you to just talk about it. Okay? If they look at you like you're crazy, who cares? But if they see your face and realize that you're telling the truth, ain't you serious? Then who knows? Maybe them people may open up to some truth as well. But anyway, you can leave a comment at Hawaii Man 38. Well, you'll see at the bottom of the screen. Like I said, drop me a line and let me know what you think. I hope you like the video. And like I said, if you had these kind of experiences, you know, you can put some videos on here, and I would love to hear from you and see if you had one. I don't care if you in freaking Nova Scotia. If you had one, you had one. Bottom line. So I am a true believer. Okay, I have been there. Trust me. Anyway, like I said, I gotta go. It's getting late. I gotta start cleaning up my brand new house. But seriously, drop me a line. Put a comment down here. I will definitely read it. I would love to hear from you guys. So all I have to say is aloha, mahalo, and ahuiho, which is hello and goodbye. Mahalo for thank you for looking at my video, and ahuiho meaning I will see you again soon. All right, peace.